Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you episode 35 of my brand new Comics Haul series. This is of course a series where each and every week when I head down to my local comic shop and pick up all the new issues I'm going to be getting, I show you guys everything I got and tell you a little bit about every single issue. So let's pull this week's haul out of the bag. In total I've got 10 different issues. It was quite a week for this final week of September. So now that we've got this stack out of the bag, as always, let's get the bag out of the way. Alright, now that that's all over with, let's get right into the stack of books that I've got today. So, as always, let's start off with Marvel, and I'm going to start off with my most anticipated issue of the week, which definitely goes to The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 74, legacy numbering, issue number 875. So I do give out awards to the different issues that I'm the most excited about every single week. Most anticipated goes to this issue. This did cost $10. You get a total of, I think, over 80 pages of actual comics content in here, and the most important part about this issue is that it's the final issue of Nick Spencer's run on The Amazing Spider-Man. His run started back in 2018 when the series relaunched with issue number 1, and now it's been 74 issues. There's definitely been some story arcs that I've liked more, some that I've liked less, and his whole run has been getting pretty mixed reviews throughout the entire thing. Some big revelations happening in this story. I won't get into too many spoilers for what happened last issue or for what could possibly happen this issue, but it's definitely like retconning some really old, very controversial Spider-Man story arcs. So that's Amazing Spider-Man number 74. And continuing on with the Spider-Man issues that we've got this week from Marvel, I've got another series ending. This is Non-Stop Spider-Man issue number 5, and before I get into this is actually a total theme that I'm seeing throughout all of the Marvel issues this week, or at least the majority of them. There's a lot of big things that are ending this week. Non-Stop Spider-Man has been pretty decent in my opinion so far. The artwork has probably been my least favorite part. It's by Chris Bachalo for the most part. We do have a couple extra artists on here for this last issue though, and just because it's really jumbled. But the whole point of Non-Stop Spider-Man is that it's non-stop insanity, it's non-stop action, and this comes out really infrequently also, so it makes sense that it's ending, but this is supposed to be leading into a brand new series by the same creative team, written by Joe Kelly with art by Chris Bachalo, called Savage Spider-Man. So we'll see how this wraps up with Baron Zemo fighting Peter Parker in this huge finale to Non-Stop Spider-Man. That's issue number 5. And next up, from Marvel Comics this week, I could barely decide for most anticipated whether I should give it to Amazing Spider-Man or this one, Inferno issue number 1, but I am definitely giving the award for the best creative team of the week to the X-Men Inferno event, issue number 1, because we've got Jonathan Hickman on writing. Hickman has made the X-Men and the mutants go through so many changes over the last few years, and this is his huge finale. It started way back in House of X and Powers of 10 in, I think, like July 2019, so as short-lived as his work on the X-Men will be, only like 2 or 3 years in total, he's made some really big changes and affected the X-Men forever. On the cover there, we see Moira McTaggart, who is one of the founders of Krakoa, but now something has gone wrong. She wants to burn it all down. It's the Inferno of Krakoa. So I'm sure that all the mutants are going to make it through this. There might be some major deaths, because you never know what Hickman is going to do before he leaves the X-Men. He could go off in a bang. So that's Inferno issue number 1. Look out possibly for a review of this issue from me. And now moving on with Marvel Comics this week, I've got the final thing that's ending from them this week, and that's Extreme Carnage Omega issue number 1, also known as Extreme Carnage Part 8 of 8. So this little mini event, this summer symbiote event as they've been calling it, has been really good. I've enjoyed it a lot. So we've got Philip Kennedy Johnson and Manuel Garcia coming on for this final Omega issue, in which we'll see the culmination of everything that everything has been leading up to in this event, with all of the Life Foundation symbiotes, these offsprings of Venom, and a whole bunch of other symbiote strays from the King in Black invasion. Can't recommend this event enough. If you haven't read any of the single issues, just wait for the trade paperback to come out. It's probably better read in one single form like that anyways. So that's Extreme Carnage Omega number 1. Next up from Marvel this week, I've got another really exciting issue. There's so many big releases for this last week of September, and this one is another oversized issue. This is Miles Morales Spider-Man issue number 30, but the special thing about this issue is that it's celebrating Miles' 10th anniversary. Crazy to think that this character has been around for 10 years now. I think I've been a fan of him and read all of his comics for at least half of that time. Saladin Ahmed has been the ongoing writer of Miles for a couple years of his 10 years at this point, and the art on this issue is mainly by Carmen Carnero. We also have Miles's brand new suit on the cover here. I highly doubt that suit is going to be sticking around for too long. I think there's some cool things about it, I guess. The color scheme is kind of nice looking, and we'll see how it actually works dynamically with him fighting crime and everything. Just does not seem right for a Spider-Man hero to be wearing, like, a sweatsuit with like floppy pants and stuff. I don't know, really weird. So that's the Miles Morales Spider-Man 10th anniversary issue number 30. Can't wait to read it. And now for the final issue that I picked up from Marvel Comics this week, I got Thor, issue number 17. So I really like this cover, definitely a contender for best cover art of the week, because I think they did a really awesome job putting that Thor logo on the hammer there. This current 3-issue story arc called Revelations, that's had guest art by Michele Bandini, hasn't really been my favorite. It's a much slower story arc, and that's just not what you expect from Donny Cates. I think that slow story arcs from him are almost like something he still needs to work on as a writer, because Donny Cates is totally known to be the huge guy with all the big ideas. It's always good to see writing by him, though, so anything by Donny Cates will still be good anyways. I've got another issue coming up from him for the next one. He's got a double dip this week, but this is the final issue of this story arc, and I'm really excited for next issue, because it's going to be a Throg-centered issue. I definitely recommend Thor. That's issue number 17. And next up this week, moving on to Image Comics, I've got 2 different issues from Image this week, and the first one here is Crossover, issue number 8. So it's been forever since we've had an issue of Crossover, but this is the other Donny Cates comic that I was talking about. This is his ongoing Image Comics series with art by Jeff Shaw. Just a couple months ago now, we had sort of a filler issue, which was a Chip Zdarsky-centered issue where he wrote himself into the comic, because the idea of Crossover is, what if all of the comic characters from every single publishing company just came into the real world? There was some pretty chaotic stuff going on at the end of the last story arc. It all kind of winded down though, and now they're kind of back to where they started. There was a big twist and a whole lot of stuff going on, but like I was saying, it's kind of lost a lot of steam. I don't think too many people are as excited about it as they were before, because it's just been so long since they've released an issue. They've got some exciting looking covers coming up, so I think this could end up being a pretty cool comic, and, you know, gaining some traction again with some cool stuff happening. So that's Crossover number 8. And for my last issue that I picked up from Image Comics this week, I've got Spawn number 322. That's right, I'm giving this one the best cover art of the week, not even a question. All the Spawn covers are always amazing, especially by Bjorn Behrens, who did the cover for this one. I've definitely enjoyed the Spawn's Universe titles that have been rolling out so far. Right now we've only got the regular Spawn ongoing series written by Todd McFarlane with art by Carlo Barberi on this issue too. And then we've also got the King Spawn ongoing series, which is just the companion title to the main one. But next month in October, we've got Gunslinger Spawn number 1, which I'm really, really excited for. And then in December, we've got The Scorched number 1, which is the team book where all the different Hell Spawn are going to be teaming up. As this Spawn series continues, we'll see how it ties into all the other Spawn's Universe titles. I don't know exactly how they're going to be doing things, but I'm really excited to find out. For only $3, really good quality, Spawn is the comic to be getting right now. So that's Spawn issue number 322, best cover art of the week in my opinion. And next up this week, continuing on with the independents, I've got 1 issue from Boom Studios. This is Berserker issue number 5. It's also the only series I do get from Boom Studios, and this is kicking off a brand new story arc. We just got, like, I guess a trade paperback came out today also for the first story arc, and I would probably give the first story arc like a 7 or 8, maybe a 6 out of 10, because I did like the artwork, the gritty art style. It was pretty gory and violent. My only problem with that first story arc, those first 4 issues, was that it spent like way too much time on the backstory of this main character here, whose name is Unut, or Unut. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but we did get his name reveal, I think, in the last issue or the one before that. So it's definitely an interesting concept. They've only got 12 issues on this series, so hopefully they got the backstory stuff out of the way, and now we'll just be focusing on present day with this new story arc. So that's Berserker issue number 5. And now for the final issue that I picked up this week, and I wasn't really planning on picking this one up. I forgot that I had asked for it to be set aside until I actually saw it at my local comic shop today in my pull list. This is Unborn issue number 1, and this is a 4-issue miniseries coming out from Source Point Press. I'm forgetting exactly what the details were, but it's like a mix between the Power Rangers and Alien, so like this some sort of like space faction faction that have these special powers, but then there's also sort of an alien twist to it. They're trying to escape these aliens in space. Like I said, I forget what exactly the details were, but SourcePoint Press is definitely a really, really small publisher. It's only going to be 4 issues, so if I really like this first one, I'll ask for the other ones to be set aside. So I'm excited to try out this series. That's Unborn, issue number 1. Alright, well that's every single one of the brand new issues that I picked up this week. I want to know what you guys got though. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you already read your issues, which one was your favorite issue this week, or if you haven't yet, which one is your most anticipated? Man, it was a huge week of books for me. I can't wait for that Miles 30th anniversary issue, Inferno, and most of all, Amazing Spider-Man, the final issue of Nick Spencer's run that has been going for almost 3 years at this point. So if you did enjoy this video, or if you got some good information from it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That's the big red button, which is sitting right below this video. You can also hit the notifications bell, which is sitting right next to it. You'll be notified every single time I post a new video if you don't want to miss any. So that's everything from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye, guys.